In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a 3D shape, for that matter, a mock-up in Pixellab. So without further ado, let's get started. So first thing first, let's change the color of our background. Preferably, I will select black for this one. Now, having selected black, let's go ahead and insert some shapes. So after inserting this shape, just increase the radius all the way to 100% and you are good to go. Then click on the check mark. Having done that, you can increase the size of the circle a bit by stretching it. Go ahead and make a copy of it by clicking on copy. Then you reduce the size a bit. You can use this relative size to help you out with the sizing. Now, having changed the size, come back and change the color as well. So change the color to any other color which is not white. Alright, so click on the check mark right here, then click on relative position to position it at the middle, and do the same thing to the white background as well. Having done that, go ahead and merge the two shapes. Click on a layer icon at the top here, then click this icon. After that, you select the two layers, click on merge and click OK. Now, having done that, come back to erase color and enable it. Now you could see that the white has gone, right? But that's not what we want. We want the red to go. So click on the eyedrop icon, then you select the red over here. Having done that, click on a check mark and you are good to go. Alright, so the red is gone and left with the white. Now let's change the color of the white. So we use any color of our choice in this case. So I'll go with a gradient like this one. Alright, this is how I've set the gradient in case you want to set it as well. If you want to add any other portion to your gradient, just click on the plus sign and how to be added like this. Alright, but in this case I need only 3, so I'll go ahead and click on the minus sign to remove this one. So we have our 3 colors selected to make up the gradient. So I'll just have to click on OK and you're good to go. So let me reduce the size of this shape a bit and push it all the way up to the corner over here. Then I'll reduce the opacity a bit. Alright, I don't want it to be showing like that, so I just have to reduce the opacity. Then I'll make a copy of it, and with a copy I'll just have to place it here. Use the size and place it right here. Okay, the next thing I'll do is to insert another shape, reduce the size, increase the radius a bit. Alright, then stretch it. Alright, so having done it like this, I'll just have to put it all the way down here and click on a check mark. Alright, so I'll insert a text. Alright, so I'll just input a text like smartphone graphics package. Alright, this is just a design, so whatever you want to put over there, you can go ahead and put it over there. Alright, so I'll click on done, then make it highlights. After that, I'll come back and give it a color, and for that matter I'll give it the gradient color that we use for the shapes. Alright, this gradient color is not that dark, so I'll change it to the next one. And having done that, I'll go to fonts and select a font for it. All these fonts are in the previous video I've made, so you can go ahead and check it. The link will be in the video description. So I'll select one of the fonts over here. So let me go with this one, the Humanic Black. So I'll go with alignment, which I'll select the middle one, which is justified. Then I'll have to reduce the size of my text a bit so that it can fit perfectly into the shape I have inserted previously. I think it should be around 20, 25, yeah, thereabouts. Alright, so this is okay. That's 29. It's okay. Then I just have to reduce the size of the shape to a bit. So let's come to relative position to or relative size. Then first of all, click on this to disable it. Then you move the width and you can play with the height as well, right? When you are satisfied, then you leave it like that. All right. Okay, I think 17 is okay. So this is pretty much okay for us. All right, so the next thing to do is to insert terms like a discount, which preferably I'll say 75% off. It's just like a package that you are designing, which there is a discount on it, so you can add anything at all that you want to add. All right, so off. So we'll use one of these fonts again. So let me just go ahead and pick it up. Then we come back to the alignment and we select the same justify. Then we have to push it to the top right corner by using the position to the move to, right? And we'll have to reduce the size of the text as well. So for now, let's click on the check mark, and we also have to change the color of the text to a color that we would like to be using. So let me click on a plus sign and do that quickly. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this color, so I just have to click on OK. Alright, so having done it like this, you also want to make a spine for your 3D work. So when I say a spine, it's just like a letter written at the side of your 3D work. So let me quickly use smartphone graphics for that. So I'll just have to make a copy of it. So I'll click on copy, go back to edit. Then what I'll do is I'll make sure I arrange them in a vertical order. So I'll just have to be clicking enter. So you can just do this quickly and go ahead. Alright, so we are done with it. So we just have to click on OK. Then we'll come back and change the color to the one that we just used. Alright, so let's reduce the size of it a bit, and preferably let's close the gap between them. So line spacing, then we decrease it a bit. Let's make it -6 and see how it will look like. Alright, I think this is okay for me. I'll click on a check mark, then I'll come and reduce the size a bit. Alright, 25 is okay for me. So the next thing to do is to save this work and come back and work on it. So first of all, I have to click on a layer icon and lock the smartphone graphic, which is the spine. I have to lock it. Then I'll go ahead and save this work. So I'll select Ultra because I want it to maintain the high quality. And having done that, I'll come back and lock all the layers except for the smartphone graphics, which is the spine. So let's lock the remaining layers, hide them and lock them because we don't need them. Alright, so let's bring on the smartphone graphic. The next thing that we have to do is to make a transparent background like this by clicking on transparent right here. Alright. So having done that, we just have to go ahead and save this work as a PNG. So you go to Ultra and click on Save to Gallery, then you are good to go. Now, having done that, you come back and start afresh. So click on Default, then you start everything afresh. Click on letter A and delete this text because you don't need it. Now go ahead and insert a text. Now go ahead and insert a shape. Right, for that matter, a square like this. Or if you want to use a rectangle like this, you can also use it, depending on your choice. So having done it like this, you can go ahead and change the color to black if you want to. Alright, then come back to 3D shape. Alright, 3D shape, then enable it, then click on oblique. You can see the oblique, then you come back to the oblique angle. You play around it, you send it to the direction that you prefer. Alright, when you're satisfied, then you just have to leave it like that, then click on a check mark. So having done that, come back to texture and select the previous design that you've made. Alright, so click on the image icon and select your design. So click the check mark and there you go. You have your work right here. Alright, you have your work right here. So the next thing that you can do is to go ahead and bring in your spine. So to make your spine, you just have to insert a shape. Alright, insert a shape and work it out. Now there is something I would like you to take a look at. You can see that the texture that we've placed, you can see that it is showing double on the work. So just go back to texture and click on maintain ratio and it will appear like this. Then you are good to go. Now let's insert the spine. So to insert the spine, let's click on the shape, then we bring it in like this. Change the color to black preferably. Alright, so we have it here like black, then click on a check mark. So first of all, because we are dealing with black on a black background, there's this thing that we have to do. Because we'll be making use of perspective, we have to see exactly where our work will be going. So we have to change the color over here, and after that we'll change the color back again. So let's use this color. Click on a check mark, go back to perspective. So click on perspective right here, then play around this, adjust it nicely. Adjust it until it fits perfectly onto what you are looking for. Alright, so you just have to take your time and work this out so that it appears very nice. So having done that, just click on enable, then you have a look at what you just did. Then click on a check mark, come back to the color option, then disable it. Alright, so from here you can go ahead and bring in a texture, which is the spine that you've made. And for this tutorial, it is smartphone graphics package. So let's click on texture and pick the PNG, which is the smartphone graphics right here. So you just have to crop it this way, and we are good to go. Now you have to click on maintain ratio to keep it right there. Alright, so that is it, and you can use the position tool to send this up a bit so that it doesn't conflict with anything. Alright, so once you have it like this, you can come back to the perspective tool again, then work it out if there is a place that you did not work out well. Click on a check mark, and there you have it. So this is pretty much cool, and this is how you can design a 3D shape in Pixellab without having to struggle, without having to go through any hassle. Alright, so I think this is helpful, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. Leave a comment in the comment section and let's interact. I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Let's go.